Good Sunday morning, everybody. Just finished grocery shopping. It's about 8:30 in the a.m. I want to talk a little bit about something on my mind today, as always. Isn't that how these videos always start? Pay attention to this little necklace I got on. Amulet, whatever you want to call it. Notice the feather on the side. In that amulet is my father's ashes. Pretty cool, man. Also, I have my dad's 1970 Harley-Davidson Electra Glide, which I'm having restored and repainted right now. One cool feature we're doing on this motorcycle is we're taking my father's ashes and mixing in with the clear coat, and we're doing ghost flames. That way, every time I ride, my father rides with me. It's a very spiritual thing for me. That motorcycle is my father's prized possession. So it's amazing to me that it's still in my building, that it's even there, you know. But I'm gonna tell you a story this morning, and I want people to kind of think about this, man, when it comes to your kids. My father and mother had me at a very trying time in their life. They were wild, to say the least. I won't put all their business out there. The last thing they needed was a me. So my father split when my mom, I'd say I was about two. So my grandparents ended up with custody of me. Now, my grandfather dedicated his entire life to me, from my birth to his death. There's not a day that goes by I don't follow one of those man's examples. Yesterday was his birthday. He'd have been 103 years old. I miss my grandfather every day. This video is not about my grandfather. This video is kinda, and it's kinda about my dad. But there's a lesson in it for everybody, so pay attention. When my dad passed away, the last month of his life, I took FMLA. I took care of my father. My father and I always had a friendship type relationship. I always tried my best to seek his approval and to be like him, to the point that, as I spoke in another video, at times I made myself miserable trying to be my father. Well, when I held my father as he drew his last breath, he told me in his last days that he was proud of me. He told me in his last days that he loved me. Those were things that I had tried to hear my father say for 36 years and 11 months. Think about that. 36 years and 11 months. When we cleaned out his house, I noticed there were not really any pictures of me or my brother. I thought nothing of it. I go to the garage, we start cleaning out the garage. I find a box, and it has rat shit fall on my face. Hit me all in my face. I'm like, damn, nasty. This box ain't been out here in a long ass time. I open the box. In the box is all my baby pictures. All the pictures of me when I was little. All the pictures of my mom and my brother as we were coming up, you know, real little. I was just shoved in a fucking box in a garage, man. It's where I was. I broke down crying, you know, because I came to the realization that it's just who we were. That's just who we were, you know. And in the last days, man, my father and I, we fixed our relationship. I took care of my father. My father knew I loved him, and I know he loves me. This is not a bashing conversation about my father. The point is, I was seeking something that was never going to be there. I was never going to get to be that little kid who got to do these things with his father that I was still trying to be at almost 40 years old. So, what I'm trying to say with this lesson today, of where I'm coming from, is make time for your children. Let them know, man, that they are important today. Do things with them today. My grandfather did those things. My grandfather stepped in and did the best job he possibly could. To you step-parents out there, to you grandparents, you make a fucking difference. Think about it. You make a huge difference. My grandfather was not my blood. He was my step-grandfather. He was my grandfather by the time I was born. You know what I'm saying? But he was that man in my life. He did all these amazing things with me. He left that lasting impact. He passed away in 2000. There's not a day that goes by that I don't use a lesson that he taught me. So if you think you're not making a difference in a child's life, you're crazy. Get out and do something with them. That's all a kid needs, man. Just invest time in them. I love my father. My father is right here, hanging next to my heart. Always will be. My father taught me a lot of things in life too. But sometimes the lessons we teach are either what to do or what not to do. Just remember that. Regardless, today, you are a lesson. You are teaching somebody something. Whether it's right, wrong, you're teaching. You guys have a great Sunday.